So for the next panel discussion, as you all know, the consumer of 2022 has grown used to digital-first experience. They expect business to continue raising the bar. So our next panel discussion is about the new age of consumer convenience. I take the pleasure in welcoming our panelists, one after the other on dais. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome Mr. Lokendra Singh Ranawat, the co-founder and CEO of Wooden Street. Can we have a round of applause as we welcome the gentleman forward, please? Next, we'd like to welcome Amisha Jain, the CEO of Zivame. Come on, audience. Can we all give it loud for them, please? We'd like to welcome Mr. Gaurav Kushwaha, the founder and CEO of Bluestone. Once again, Alexandro, the head of sales, Beacon Mine. Mr. Manohar Chatlani, the owner of Soch. And our moderator for today's session is going to be Punita Sabharwal, the deputy editor of Entrepreneur Can we have the lady forward, please?
Hi, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And today at this session, we are going to discuss an interesting topic about customer convenience, which I'm sure every retailer is eyeing these days. And in the last 2 years of COVID, of course, the way a brand would reach out to a customer and look at how it can make the product at his or her availability through convenience has changed many models, whether it is online, offline, D2C, or any other format which we are seeing these days. So today we have on the panel some interesting retailers who have actually gone forward and experimented with the omni-channel format and actually have different strategies which they're going to share with us today about customer convenience. And we also have a technology provider who is helping such brands through technology in various means. So I'm going to come to you, Mr. Manohar, because you have been running this brand Soch from last 50 years. And of course, when we talk about customer convenience, who better can talk about reaching the customer through various domains, whether it's online, offline, D2C, and various other formats. So how has the journey been? And in the last 2 years, when we have seen digital becoming the norm, what kind of new strategies you have brought in place?
Good evening, everybody. Okay, I have been in retail for 50 years, but Soch was started in 2005 with our first store. 2008 was our second, 2009 was our third, and from then onwards we've grown to 148 stores. The way I used to look at e-commerce always was, let them do what they like, as long as they don't lose money. It was 0.5% of our annual sale, but COVID has changed all that. During the lockdown, we did some fantastic business in e-commerce. We actually set up a store in our office with about 2,000 garments, and we used to have people making calls to our regular customers on WhatsApp video, showing them what is available and delivering them to their house. We were pleasantly surprised with the type of response we got. There were these people sitting at home who hadn't shopped, who hadn't seen new garments, who hadn't bought for a long time. A lot of them lost weight during COVID. A lot of them put on weight during COVID for various reasons. And I think our whole attitude towards e-commerce has changed after that. Today, it is still about 8% of my business, but I see a huge, huge scope in that. It's practically unlimited. We have designs of saris which we have sold as much as 200 pieces on one day. You can never do that in brick and mortar. It's something clicks, it just clicks. And the sky is the limit. This is what we found. We've still got a long, long way to go in e-commerce. Like I said, it's about 8% of our turnover, but we expect it to go to 20% of our turnover. Not only is this going to be 20% of our turnover, there's a lot of discovery happening. A lot of people see this on e-commerce, come to the store, particularly for your lehengas, your expensive items. They want to touch, feel, try it on, get some alteration done if required. But for us, e-commerce is not just about sales, probably 50% discovery, 50% about sales on e-commerce. That's my experience so far. Of course, we've got people who are stalwarts in e-commerce. E-commerce has been their mainstay right from the beginning. I think you will learn much more from them.
So Gaurav, coming to you, when we talk about customer convenience, customer has always been the king, as we say. So today, in the changing times, when as a retailer you look at customer convenience, are the definitions changing, or how far can a retailer go in terms of making products or services available, and how customer convenience, I mean, as a term has changed over the years?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gaurav, founder and CEO of Bluestone, India's one of the leading online jewelry brands. I'll just quickly, in 2 minutes, talk about Bluestone, what we did, and then I would come to the question. So we started as an online-only brand back in 2012, and dealing in fine jewelry, so gold jewelry, diamond jewelry, and so on, with very high price points like 20,000, 30,000 then, which are now around 40,000 or so. Over time, we had a very strong realization that while we were able to create a very strong connect with a lot of our consumers by being an online-only brand, a lot of our customers, a lot of people who would actually spending considerable time on the website were and loved our designs, loved our offerings, were not comfortable completing the entire purchase online given the high nature of the products. And basis our initial surveys, that number was huge. It was like for every one buyer, there were around 30 to 40 who would have bought had they had some sort of a physical touch and feel also with the product. So while the majority of the work was done by the online portal and the online offerings, we were just not realizing the full potential of it because there was that one leg which could have only been done by some sort of an offline presence. So that was when we decided to let go of that a whimsical online only kind of an approach, and said that okay, we need to be what the consumer of today wants us to be. They are not purely online or purely offline. At times we start building our businesses by creating very hard boundaries between online and offline. Consumer is the same person is on mobile as and the same person is actually walking into the stores as well. And once we made the transformation, we saw our business transforming, changing significantly. Right. So since then we have opened a lot of omni-channel stores. So essentially, we had always had a very strong online presence, and we started layering omni-channel stores along with that presence, and the business has been doing phenomenally well. In that also, so to answer the question that you had asked, that what consumer is looking for these days. So consumer till 15 years back, the shopping experience was pretty straightforward or much simplistic because there was not this device in our hand called mobile, and the internet was not so pervasive. So shopping for people was a weekend exercise. People would actually, they would have certain use cases, certain needs, and they would plan those things, and over the weekend they would go visit some stores. In case of small format, they would go and talk to the person with whom they've always had that relationship. In case of large format, they would actually go and keep on browsing those aisles, checking out all the products that they wanted. Now with online coming in, and with people experiencing Google, with people experiencing for the very first time in human evolution, there's this time when whatever question comes to your mind, you can potentially find an answer of it by just going to Google, by just opening a browser and just looking for the answer. Now with that actually became a very natural habit for all of us. So natural that we don't even realize that 20, 25 years back, when there was something that was just coming up in our minds, you couldn't even call anyone. So it was not very straightforward for us to or very obvious for us to start looking for any information, any need that we have right away. So with online, that changed. Some of it changed into, some of that resulted in people buying stuff online, but lot more importantly, a lot of that resulted in people looking for their answers. If they are looking to buy something, they would do research on what is in fashion, what is it that someone else launched some time back, what is it that, let's say if there are 10 stores or if there are 10 brands, what is it that brand is offering. These days, a lot of opinions about the brands are being made online without that person ever even visiting the store for that particular brand, right? So this is the people's habit, and hence, as a brand, as a product brand, we need to make sure that we are using all the channels efficiently uh, to connect with our customers well, to connect with our consumers well, to give them what they need when they are looking at your online portal. Their online portal is not only for e-commerce. It's actually for them to be it's actually for to allow the consumers to stay connected to the brand. They can't walk into your store every day, but they can actually go to your portal. They can go to your social media. They can look at you online. They can connect with you online almost on a everyday basis. And that, I'm saying, is way more powerful. We Stores are going to finally convert a lot of those customers, but staying connected to them is something where online is going to play a huge role.
Sure. Lokendra, coming to you, I mean, backstage we were discussing about how we are making the experience possible for customers to, experience the furniture offline and then you're selling it online. But also it's one of those categories wherein once you choose the product, it delivers 15, 20 days later to a customer, right? And in today's age, when one of the topics which we are discussing here is about the wanted now generation. So how are you making, that pain point of a product being delivered 15, 20 days later to being delivered now?
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I'm Lokendra, founder and CEO of woodenstreet.com. We basically sell furnitures online, and we started in 2016. And very early, we realized that furniture is something which is a touch and feel sort of product, and something which is a high ticket size item. People are literally emotionally connected with this product. So we even started opening experience stores. And today we have almost 65 experience stores in all major cities. These are company-owned stores. And 95% of the customer acquisition is still through website. So they visit website first, and then, they want to have a touch and feel kind of experience, they visit our stores and buy. So very rightly said that, in fact, we have seen a huge consumer shift, and the habits has changed after pandemic. Like consumers are like little impatient now. They want product in a shorter delivery timeline. Like our product is like something which is it's a high ticket size item. It's a heavy piece of furniture which is not built everywhere. It is manufactured in areas of Rajasthan. All solid wood brands or any brand, furniture brand who exist in India, they are sourcing from Rajasthan. So it became really difficult initially to deliver furniture within 5 to 7 days or 10 days. But what we have observed that, okay, there is a set of people who, because furniture is something which is, you do not decide in one day. It is that buying decision is almost for 15 days or maybe a month. It is a family decision. It is a pre-planned decision. It is equivalent to, you buying a car. So you do a research at least 10, 15 days, 20 days. So while doing a research 15, 20 days, you expect that, okay, as you can compare that, if you choose, you want to buy a car, the delivery timelines are almost 6 months or maybe a year in few of the models. So furniture, people don't expect that, okay, it can be delivered next day or maybe 7 days. But yeah, 15 to 20 days is something which people have now started expecting. Now we have 25,000 SKUs on the website. So it became really difficult to, there is only one way that you keep an inventory of all 25,000, and then you can, deliver them in 15 days, because even the logistic timeline from, 7 to 8 days it takes from, national warehouse to the local delivery center. So what we have done, that we have created a limited catalog, which can be delivered in next, not only in 15 days, but next 24 hours. So I think that is solving a purpose, that we have a ready catalog where people can actually choose from, that okay, somebody, and these are like very basic items, like somebody who's shifting to a new home, probably looking for a bed, sofa, or a dining table, that can solve his purpose quickly, and then probably he can pick the pieces from the next set of catalog, which can be delivered in next 20 to 25 days. So this is a kind of a combination which is solving the purpose of consumer also, and I think that is working for us.
Anisha, coming to you, I mean, for Zivame as a brand, we have seen the brand connecting to customers through each and every way. I mean, whether through online, offline, on the digital models, everywhere. So what more, I mean, when you tell us as the CEO of the company, in terms of customer convenience, what more you think the brand has to do? What new strategies you would like to put in place?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Isha Jain. I've had the privilege to lead Zivame for about 4 years now, and I think as you guys were talking, I was just thinking about it. We pivoted to a brand about 4.5, 5 years back. Started in 2011, started as a marketplace. With the changing consumer requirements, we soon realized that the product doesn't exist. We have a marketplace, but the product didn't exist. The variety didn't exist, the fit didn't exist, and we said, you know what, we need to bring in product. That's how the brand was born. We started doing private products, right, private label. Soon we realized that the whole connect, the education, the awareness was missing, the conversation around a product. Till today, I would say probably 4 years back, I remember this day, I was sitting on a panel and I was the only one and I spoke the word bra and I could see people cringing. And so I think that is the kind of awareness that this category had, and it was our job to kind of change. And so our job was not just about building and providing convenience, it was also about providing her convenience of gaining that knowledge, that awareness, the right fit. And our journey starts there. Our journey was a lot about building this category, building category awareness, adoption, as opposed to just building a channel or giving product to her. So that's where our journey started, right? And now when you fast forward today, what you're finding is we are the largest intimate wear destination in the country. We are the largest women's intimate wear brand in the country. And proudly, we have 4 new brands under our umbrella also, right? And we have organic, inorganic growth. And so, like you said, what more? Omni is just a way of servicing the consumer through the channel of choice, right? And so, yes, we have 100 stores. We are kind of looking to add another 500. But the answer doesn't lie there. It's not about, can I add 500 more stores and is that convenience? Can I make a great digital experience or an app and is that convenience? To be honest with you, if you ask a consumer, to her, as she thinks and the product appears, that's real convenience, right? And that, there's a long way, there's a huge journey for us to solve. Now, that journey, honestly, is going to be on for next several decades, right? That's when we start talking about technology like IoT, we start talking about, personalized experience. Ideally speaking, if I think of 32B high shine polyamide bra, it should show up, right? So our journey, our work today is just the beginning. We are starting to now look at products and technology. And when I say product, we're talking about technology within our product as well. So I'm talking about smart tech now. That is the journey we are taking. That's where we want to take our products. And we have a lot of health solution, intimate wear, intimate care sort of solutions that we want to take care of from a women's point of view. And we're on that journey of R&D, et cetera, right? So that's one end of the spectrum in terms of giving her that convenience, giving her the comfort. For women, a simple thing a bra can solve is also things around the comfort about, my health. Breast cancer is on the rise today, and if we can solve around that, that would be convenience. But the reason I bring this out is because convenience is not just a simple template of, I want the product now, deliver it to me tomorrow. We deliver pan-India in 2.5 days. You are in Assam, we'll get it to you. So it's no longer logistics, that's the question, right? Yeah, people are talking 10-minute delivery and 20-minute delivery. I don't think we'll be selling products at 20-minute delivery. But the idea is, how do I get better every day? Now, in terms of what we are going to do, I'll just kind of walk you through. I think the way we think is in 3 parts. Have I been able to give her the right product in the right fit? And fit is a huge part of it. me not having to go to a fit consultant to measure myself and figure out what my body is changing into as per my life stage, my body evolves. And me being able to figure that out in the comfort of my home is a very critical part of my convenience. The comfort that my health is taken care of is a huge part of my convenience, and that's what we want to solve through our product. So what you see coming up from us now will be your innovation in merchandise. You'll see products coming out that are taking care of some of these things, and that's just the merchandise part of it. The second piece is our app and technology in itself. Today you can transparently go and shop in our stores or online. You get the same product at the same price, same delivery experience you can get in store or online. You can get the same payment methods. It's all ubiquitous brand experience. It's consistent. But what more? I need to understand you better. And our FitCode technology does that. So and we are evolving that further. So I think for next phase of ours, FitCode is going to evolve. Today, our FitCode, without having to measure her, tells you what her size is. She doesn't have to go through the pain of using a measuring tape, but it can tell her what her size is, what is the right product for her. Today, when 7 lakh women have taken our FitCode, 85% of them claim that they have the right size, the right fit. And the stickiness of that consumer with us, we were talking about retention rates, and the stickiness of that consumer is 2 times higher than the average consumer who doesn't take our FitCode, right? So I think for us now, user experience is going to evolve on our platform much further, right? How do we make sure that when Amisha goes to Zivame.com, I do not show her what her neighbor wants. I show her exactly the product she needs. That is where we are trying to take our technology. We are way ahead in terms of data sciences. We've got deep tech now. We are looking at signals, demand signals that are now guiding our supply chain. So to give you an example, a particular product, let's say these glasses. For a product like ours, or most of you are familiar with shoes, that'll be easier. You buy a shoe, you have at best 7 or 8 sizes that a retailer keeps. We have to keep 44 sizes of one product. If you buy a black shoe, I have to keep 44 sizes. That means my inventory capabilities have to be really good and sharp. And the reason I bring this up is the part of convenience here is that there is a huge amount of, and I think we were talking about this earlier, which is a lot of times you find consumers shopping, looking, but they can't find their size or they can't find their color or the fit. We want to make sure that our inventory management is so tight that if she wants a particular product, that's available to her. And that's heavy tech, that's predictive for us to make sure that our inventory management is solid, right? So one piece of solution is right merchandise. The second piece of solution is right technology, personalized technology that is going to make sure that she has the right product available to her. She doesn't have to browse anything but just what she's looking for, and hence very solid personalized platform as well. That's the second piece of it. The third is more around the back end, the way we are managing. The more around the stuff that people don't see, So we talk about back end as logistics. To be honest, I think the logistics players are doing a fantastic job at figuring out their life over there. For us, like I said, that's not the challenge. For me, the larger challenge is now to sort of solve is how do I make sure my exchanges happen fast enough? If she's not happy about something, how do I make sure I get her the second round of product fast enough, right? How do I make sure that my supply chain is real-time in nature? And that real-time supply chain will change the consumer experience completely. So I feel we need to think about an end-to-end supply chain and end-to-end solution when we talk about convenience, and not about the 20-minute delivery or a one-day delivery. To be honest, I think we are doing a disservice to the consumer when we say that she wants everything tomorrow. I think she's smart enough. Consumers are smart enough to know that, okay, I understand, I want a good product, I'm willing to wait, but get me that good product. So I also feel that consumers are so aware today that she's not willing to compromise on the quality of the product. She's not willing to compromise on, the variety she's seeking for or the right solution. So I think it's a fine balance in my mind, and that's what we are after. But we're going to continue to do what we do best. We're going to keep innovating. Innovating in everything that we do is what our core motto as a company also is. And like I said, the journey has just started. So.
Alessandro, coming to you, when we are discussing about customer convenience, what role you think technology can play in easing out the solutions for retailers in making customer convenience?
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I can talk for location-based marketing technologies because it's the one I'm representing. For me, as I have an 18 years background in retail for fashion industry, and when I was asked from my CEO to take over this project, I asked myself which kind of experience I would have be happy to get delivered during a journey inside the store. We used to open a lot of stores with companies that I used to represent, and the topic was always the same. Okay, we have beautiful products inside the store, very high prices, and then when the client get inside the store, we have 5 people dressed all in black, and they want to get some money out of your pocket, you know. So I believe that location-based marketing can smooth out also the experience between the seller and the consumer. The technology help for sure, because if you are able to deliver information about product or advertise marketing campaign based on historical purchases when a client is around the stores, I think this is helping a lot the experience at the store, and obviously helps a lot also the turnover. So I really believe location-based marketing is a great solution to enhance a very good customer experience for companies.
Sure. So this question is all of you, I mean, all you retailers, in terms of customer convenience, any anecdote or example you wish to share which you've done for your customers' convenience, maybe in the last 2 years when COVID struck? Any new strategy you thought of? Any example you wish to share?
We had a lot of customers who had bought clothes for weddings which were cancelled. And we just collected this data and sent them a message that if you want to exchange, please come and exchange it. Although our exchange policy is normally 1 week, even after 2 months, 3 months, we sent, after 3 months of closure, we said if you want to exchange, please come and exchange. And this was really appreciated by a lot of customers. And they came and actually exchanged heavy pieces for things which they would wear ordinarily. There was a huge customer delight in this.
Yeah, I think I'll just add to that. I think for us, as COVID hit, the one quick thing based on our data, we realized that the consumer preferences were changing and they were seeking different products. It was a matter of about 30 days, and we realized since they were more homebound, the products they needed were very different. We have a real-time supply chain, so in a matter of about 3 months, we were able to kind of tweak the product mix that we were carrying. Very more heavily towards what she would need, you know, and eventually all of this, you know, the online dressing and all of those things kind of came into fashion. But what are her homebound products, right? She needed more loungewear products, or she needed more homeware bras. So we tweaked our product offering quite a bit in the last 2 years. And interestingly, now we have a wide array of products, so I think we've kind of got both. I think the last 2 years have also helped us penetrate more deeper into the tier 3, tier 4. So in a way, I think those times were times that taught us and obviously gave exposure, you know, allowed consumers to browse us and explore us in a better way. But I think that was one big thing that we adopted. I think the second big thing, and I know kudos to our store teams, they pivoted very quickly. I think I remember the first 45 days of lockdown, and it was day 3 when our teams were selling through the direct phone lines or selling through WhatsApp. They used to do that on and off. But I think some of these things, I think, talks more about that, you know, at times of crisis, people come up with more innovative ideas. And I think we did see a lot of the innovative ways of selling, and some of these are now institutionalized as our sales channels as well today. So yeah, I mean, some of those changes more to kind of align with the times.
Gaurav?
Some very similar stuff. So I think at the time when the stores were closed, we enabled selling over videos, WhatsApp, that Soch also did. And then a lot of outbound calling by the store staff, etc., to make sure that that we are staying in touch with the customers. And any shopping requirements, etc., that they have, those can be fulfilled without any physical touch and feel. So even long before that, we had a try-at-home team, which would actually go to people's house and then show them jewelry. That whole model was actually almost reversed, when they would serving the same customers over videos.
So on a very similar lines, like once the lockdown was open, and there was a like like pent up demand for study tables and like more sophisticated and more comfortable couches. So as kids were at home and everyone was working from home, so that was something which we innovated on, and we launched a very sustainable and that was the time when our manufacturing units and the sourcing was also again coming back on the track. So the demand was to launch a product which can be manufactured quickly and delivered flat pack. So that was something which we did, and people were very health conscious like once the lockdown was open. So there was some innovation done in the product as well. So we have launched extendable study tables, and something which can be like people can sit and work, and if they are tired of sitting, they can even stand, they can lift up tables. So such innovation we have done like
So due to paucity of time, we'll have to conclude the session here, but we'll take a question or two from the audience. If there are any, please raise your hand. Can we pass on the mic to the gentleman here?
Good evening, everyone. This is Sushil. I'm the co-founder of MPF Style Club, which is into personalized lifestyle solution. My question to you is that when there is a high-value transaction, whether it's an online or offline space, I think most of the customer seeks for customization on that, like something goes beyond 10, 20, 30,000 per unit. And also, that is the case, people look for the omni-channel experience because they want to touch and feel the high-value items that they're buying. So what is your take on that? Is this the trend like where when the value goes high, the omni-channel and customization come into play, and when it is low, without omni-channel it can work out? What's your take on that? Thank you.
Is it targeted to somebody
Sure.
specifically?
Yeah.
So I can
think,
take
yeah.
that. So on our website, if you look at any design, our designs, each of our designs are available in a lot of different combinations. When it comes to the metal part of it, the gold can be customized into 14 karat, 18 karat, 22 karat. Then it can be customized into white gold, yellow gold. And you can even customize the same design in platinum also if you want. Similarly for diamonds and gemstones. For diamonds, there are 4 or 5 different kind of options that are available, which actually means that the same design actually results in some 50, 60, 70 SKUs. And we enable all that because from the very beginning we had actually built our supply chain. So our supply chain was made to order. So after the order is placed, we have the capability to manufacture that piece in 3 to 7 days flat. And it was by design that it was created like that. So on top of the same supply chain, we are able to offer a lot of customizations, which we order online also. Online is very natural for people to actually try out all those combinations, and then through our stores as well. Another big personalization item that we have is engraving. So many people, when they are buying a ring or some high value jewelry, mainly in case of bands and rings, they want to personalize a message, or they want to engrave a message or someone's name in that. So all sorts of customizations and personalizations is something that we as a high value product retailer and a brand provide to our end consumers. It was very naturally built in that. The whole supply chain was built keeping that in mind.
Sure, we'll take just one last question.
Yeah.
Hi, my question is to Lokendra Singh. So what is the revenue share of offline and online at Wooden Street, and what are the challenges in delivering furniture?
So revenue share, see, 98% of the customer acquisition is done online, and 100% of the orders are taken online. So I would say that uh, almost for us it is like 100% online, and we do not sell anything from the store. So these are only experience stores. People can come, touch and feel, ask more questions about the product and understand, products more detailed. Uh, so I think I have answered your question. And what are the challenges? Okay, so challenges definitely, we being into a product which is really heavy and kind of a solid wood product which cannot be manufactured in all the areas of the country. So supply chain was a big issue initially, but we have worked on it, and now we have one of the very robust and strong supply chain built in-house. So we have almost 300 vehicles and more than like 500 small vehicles delivering all 300 cities of India now. We have 65 stores, as I said, and we are expanding it to 200 in next 18 to 24 months. So this is the journey, and yeah, we are still learning. So challenges keeps on coming, not only from supply chain. Like there are different sort of challenges, but yeah, as we go ahead, we keep on learning and experimenting and innovating. So the challenges, I believe, it will keep on happening.
We'll just take this last question from the lady in the front.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, it was a wonderful panel discussion from you guys. I'm Bhagyashree. I'm the founder of a menstrual hygiene brand. So we produce sustainable menstrual hygiene products. So we all know that periods are a taboo topic in our country. And similarly, intimate wear for women is also something which not a lot of people talk about. Like you mentioned, the word bra, listening to that, people get uncomfortable. So how did you deal with that awareness or making people understand the importance of right fit? How did you take up that challenge, especially when there are big players in the market, which is very traditional business altogether?
Sure. First of all, congratulations. I think all the best with what you're after. I think that's a huge cause, and wish you all the very best. I think, like I said, I think we saw our job as category shapers. And as we learned through this journey of our being a marketplace, realizing that actually products weren't there for women of the country. They were products either got and they were just, sort of designs were imported and slapped into the country for people to buy, or they were very low-end products, right? The two things we realized, and if I were to kind of simplify, there were three key challenges we noticed, which is one, the variety, the fit wasn't existing. The experience she was having is really poor. I mean, she was going through these small dingy shops and, sitting at the counter, she was asking for a size, and you have somebody saying that, "Arey, madam ko 36 si dena." That itself, I mean, part of her died in that moment, right? And so, and then obviously within women, this topic was quite taboo. People didn't want to talk about it. And so from day one, we realized one thing, that fundamentally women needed a change in the intimate wear, not because we wanted to sell the product, but because it was a health issue. I don't think many of you realize, but a wrong bra strap leads to numbness in her little finger over a period of time. It affects women's posture if she's not wearing the right bra. So our journey started actually with that critical lens, saying, how do I change the life of women in all the way from tier 1 to tier 4, tier 5 of this country, right? And our job, that's why I said, is just the beginning, because the real answer lies as we educate every woman, but it's not about just educating women. We want to educate the men in the family. They are the fathers and the brothers of these women, and they are the ones who have to enable her, right? And so, the cause that you're talking about, I think for us, we realized that the fundamental thing we needed to sort of fix was the fit. Education doesn't matter. She could be the best, the top educational institution person, and she could be the, a director or a founder, or she could be somebody on a board. But 85 to 90% women in this country are wearing the wrong bras. And this was a big number. It was a big stat. And we were like, this is the number we are after. So for us, our NPS is not just the net promoter score of whether she's recommending us as a brand. Our NPS is really whether we are able to bring that number down, right? So how do we get literacy in this area? How do we make sure we solve for her health challenges? which is exactly what you're doing. So I think the only thing you'll have to remember is that the brand will get built over time, but the cause has to be the first thing that you address, right? And that's what we are after. And even today, I think working on the awareness, creating these micro-influencers for us, these are our own consumers who talk about. We've created a sisterhood of sorts where women feel comfortable, write their reviews, put it on the platform. So I think it's a job, it's honestly hard work. You have to keep doing it day in and day out. And Zivame is on a journey. And like I said, being the largest brand is not the answer. I think the question now is, our measurement is more on how many women have we touched and whether we've been able to give her the right information that she needs. So yeah.
Thank you so
one day
much,
at a
ma'am.
time.
It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. Thank you so much, panelists, for sharing such great insights into your customer convenience journey. And thank you for being a great audience.
Check. I request Punita ma'am to kindly do the honors in giving away a token of love to all our panelists. Thank you so much.